Hello, welcome to Celtic Crossroads from KILT Studios. I'm your presenter, Kenton Adler, Director of Advancement for Scottish Heritage at Lyon College in Batesville, Arkansas. Join me now as we explore an hour of music and story from all corners of the Celtic world. Our show is made possible in part by the Campbell Collection, a generous gift from the estate of the Duke of Earl, the late Robert Louis Campbell of Earl, Arkansas. The collection consists of music and literature now housed in the archives of the Lyon College Mabie Simpson Library, and by the Lyon College Scottish Heritage Program. Hi, this is Kenton Adler and welcome to Celtic Crossroads. This program will mark the opening of 2024 Scots Fest, and that's a combination of the Arkansas Scottish Festival, now celebrating its 44th year, and our college homecoming here in Batesville. If you're in the neighborhood, I hope you'll stop by. We start things off on Friday night with the director's reception, which invites clan members and some vendors and friends of the college, donors, to come over and enjoy some food and drink with us and just some good fellowship. And then on Saturday, we've got a full slate of events that include pipe bands, Highland dancers, heavy athletics, sheepdog demonstrations, a British car show, and so much more. The admission's free, and I hope you can stop by. If not this year, come see us another time. And we're going to kick things off this evening with the Lyon College Pipe Band. We're going to play Scotland the Brave, the Lyon College March, and Clan Lyon from our Live at the Ron Robinson Theater. And then scattered at other points throughout the show, I'll have some other artists and performers who at one time or another have been here at the Arkansas Scottish Festival or are associated with Lyon College in some way. Thanks for being with us, and I hope you enjoy the show.
My head to greet the dawn, the morning sun is rising, another day it has begun, life is returning. For 60 years have passed and gone, they just slipped away. Regrets from your dreams are born. Youth is lost on the young, they say. But fortune was a fickle dame. I wore the suit and played the game. Pain and pleasure did prevail. My coat was hung on a shaky nail. Love won and lost along the way. Quite outrageous, some would say. Broke some hearts, including mine, and turned my back on womankind. But up the blue against the odds, with her dark eyes twinkling, a princess came our paths to cross. My heart was a melting. Came all the way from Singapore, through Scotland into Ireland. I took a chance in her embrace. She gave me more than all the rest. A woman true and young and kind, black and white, no shade of grey. Her heart of gold that me enthralled, the very brightest star of all. Many years have passed and gone, we blend into one. She is my life, my brightest star, my lover and companion. So if your ship is full of wealth or just an empty lover, don't let your dreams become regrets. Who knows which round the corner? Rest my head, the day is done. I thank the Lord if there is one. Tonight her star is shining bright, the brightest star in the sky tonight. The brightest star in the sky tonight. The brightest star in the sky tonight.
O' the looms rocked the women o' Dundee who tore their beds, and they walked to mills and factories and they wrought for 75, and the women kept the bairns o' Dundee fed. The men they weren't lazy, but the work was hard to find. The parish and the means to stay to face. But a lassie's hands were nimble and a lassie's wages small, so the women o' Dundee worked in their place. Oh, the wailing o' the bummer and the clacking o' the looms broke the women o' Dundee who tore their beds. And they walked to mills and factories and they wrought for 75, and the women kept the bairns o' Dundee fed. My mother and my granny and my auntie Shin and all went to the looms the day they left the skill. They didn't work for freedom, independence or the rest. They just worked to get some kitchen for the kale. Oh, the wailing o' the bummer and the clacking o' the looms broke the women o' Dundee who tore their beds. And they walked to mills and factories and they wrought for 75, and the women kept the bairns o' Dundee fed. Knew the rhythm o' their living was the clacking o' the looms. Their youth and health and strength was lost to jade. But the weavers and the spinners and the winders o' Dundee had the spirit that the hard times didn't abate. Oh, the wailing o' the bummer and the clacking o' the looms rocked the women o' Dundee who tore their beds. And they walked to mills and factories and they wrought for 75, and the women kept the bairns o' Dundee fed. You may boast a noble lineage and sing o' your Hieland clan, and hail some gallant chiefs will share your name. But my line's as good as ony, and I'm very proud to say it was frae a Dundee weaver that I came. Oh, the wailing o' the bummer and the clacking o' the looms broke the women o' Dundee who tore their beds. And they walked to mills and factories and they wrought for 75, and the women kept the bairns o' Dundee fed. Oh, the bummer and the clacking o' the looms broke the women o' Dundee who tore their beds. And they walked to mills and factories and they wrought frae 7 to 5, and the women kept the bairns o' Dundee fed.
That was the military band of the Royal Scots Dragoon Guards from their Amazing Grace album with their evening hymn, Abide With Me. Just before that we heard Stair Heed Gossip from the album Stirrin' It Up with Women of Dundee. Ken Campbell's Ideal Band gave us Brightest Star, and we started this portion of the program off with the Lyon College Pipe Band from Live at the Ron Robinson Theatre. And now we're going to hear from a long-time favorite of the Arkansas Scottish Festival, Alex Beaton from Beaton's Best, and this is These Are My Mountains.
For these are my mountains, and this is my glen, the braes of my childhood will know me again. No lands ever claimed me, though far I did roam. For these are my mountains, I'm going home. For fame and for fortune I've wandered the earth, but now I've returned to this land of my birth. I brought back my treasures, but only to find they're less than the pleasures I first left behind. For these are my mountains, this is my glen, the braes of my childhood will know me again. No lands ever claimed me, though far I did roam. For these are my mountains, and I'm going home. Kind faces will meet me and welcome me in, and how they will greet me, my kith and kin. this night by the fireside. Old songs will be sung, at last I'll be hearing my ain mother tongue. For these are my mountains, and this is my glen, the braes of my childhood will know me again. No lands ever claimed me, though far I did roam. For these are my mountains, and I'm going home. For these are my mountains, and this is my glen, the braes of my childhood will know me again. No lands ever claimed me, though far I did roam. For these are my mountains, and I'm going home.
Le vent des vers, le beau soleil nouveau est arrivé. Brave vigneron, passez nous en flacons, trinquons au tire-bouchon. Le vin nouveau est arrivé, tous les bons vivants du coin sont enivrés. À chacun son talent, nous autres nous savons très bien vider les bouteilles. Le beau soleil est arrivé. Paroissiens sont tous fidèles à la fête à Saint-Rézin. Chez le cabaretier, nous venons y tenter le bon jus de la tonne. Le vin nouveau est arrivé, toute la sainte journée, la vie est enrosée. Un petit garde rouge est un excellent remède contre la morosité. Le beau soleil est arrivé.
And that was Le Beaujolais Nouveau from the Canadian band Mad Pudding, their album Rattle on the Stovepipe. Before that, we heard from the live album, the band called Fluke, and Nakamo Jig, Custies, and Trip to Brittany. Just before Fluke, we heard John Whalen with Spellin' the Fiddler from his Come to Dance album, and we started this portion of the program with Alex Beaton from Beaton's Best and These Are My Mountains. You're listening to Celtic Crossroads, and we're coming to you from Kilt Studios on the campus of Lyon College in Batesville, Arkansas. And we're celebrating our 44th annual Arkansas Scottish Festival and homecoming weekend that we call Scots Fest. One of the things that we do here at the Arkansas Scottish Festival is that we hold a poetry contest. And the poets come from all over the world, and they submit poems that are either on a Celtic topic, something about Scotland, Ireland, Wales, or any of the other Celtic nations, or it can be in a traditional Celtic theme. And the winner of this year's poetry contest was Candace Benton with her piece entitled The Seduction of Ailey. And I asked Candace if she would be so kind as to record her poem so that I could play it for you here on Celtic Crossroads during the poetry segment of the show. And I thought it would be interesting, since her poem was The Seduction of Ailey, if I would go back and lay an underscore of a small pipe tune, a Scottish small pipe tune that I wrote some years ago, and it's called Ailey MacLeod. And I hope that you enjoy the arrangement, and I hope you enjoy Candace's poem.
The Seduction of Ailey. To the tranquil banks of Loch Much, Ailey fled one day. The drunken threats of her Athair she could no longer bear. Bitter tears dripped from her eyes, his cruel words rang loud. He would not let her wed Callum, the love she held so dear. Collapsing by the water's edge, her breath fell short and ragged. Never will I be a wife, she screamed into the air. God, why have you punished me? Her cry echoed to heaven. Is it my lot to be alone? Was her angry prayer. Suddenly she heard a rustle. She stood fearful at the ready, but it was only one lone horse there to get a drink. His coat was rough and black, soaked weeds entwined his mane. He slowly limped and bent his head for water at the brink. Ailey's heart was touched at his forlorn appearance. This poor creature needs my help, was her tender thought. She edged near, held out her hand, perchance he would not run. He tossed his head, but did not bolt, every muscle taut. Loch Much was the place of tryst for Ailey and the horse. She whispered her secrets in his ear, washed and brushed him till he shone. He was her companion every day, with her he showed no fear. One eve they stood in raindrops of a passing storm, staring at the churning loch, flowing gray and cold. The horse turned his head and met Ailey's loving gaze. Her sadness was forgotten as she peered into his soul. She jumped on his back and pressed her knees against his warm, dark body. He pranced on the bank with a gleam in his eye and stepped down into the eddy. Deeper into the loch they went. Ailey could not swim, but she had all faith in her gallant steed. She knew he would not fail her. Wherever the tide ebbed and flowed, she would let him lead. She closed her eyes, rested on his neck. His strong legs kicked beneath her. She didn't realize until too late that he carried them both under. The water flooded round Ailey's face, but still her horse dove deeply, for she had been seduced and caught by a vicious, deceitful Kelpie. To plunge her to death was his only ambition, attrition of her defense his final aim. He had murder in his heart from the very beginning. His guise of a horse was never hers to tame. Ailey's body was found washed up on a rock. A piece of black mane bound her hands, the only real evidence of the evil Kelpie who may still haunt the banks of Loch Much's lands.
I'm Kent Nadler, and you're listening to Celtic Crossroads. After the poem The Seduction of Ailey by Candace Benton, we heard from E.J. Jones and his album The Willow with Bayou Reels. Then came Mary Bergen from Fadog Stein 2 with Eileen Curran, Lamonic Cross, Billy Brockers, and Miss Thornton's Reel. And we just finished up this portion of the program with the Black Watch Pipes and Drums from the 1st Battalion of the Black Watch and their Proud Heritage album with some working day calls. And now we're going to hear from Alan Kelly, and the album is called Out of the Blue. The tune is Beautiful Lake Ainsley. Well, thank you for joining me on Celtic Crossroads. I'm Kenton Adler. We finished off the program with Alan Kelly from Out of the Blue with Beautiful Lake Ainsley and 3 sea captains. And then Lyon College Pipe Band is taking us out to celebrate the opening of the Scots Fest for 2024 with Leaving Liverpool, Jockey, High Road to Gairloch, and the Rowan Tree. And I want to thank you. We'll see you next time here at the Crossroads.